Hello guys, here with a new video for the channel. I hope you like it, and if you like it, don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment, and subscribe. Now without further ado, get comfortable. Let's begin. Kakarot would have passed to the Ultra Instinct perfectly, giving him a great blow, making him fly thousands of kilometers. I have to finish off that guy before he becomes a threat to everyone. On the other hand, in another multiverse, there was another Supreme Archangel. So the Golden Azoru is gradually awakening all his power. This will be very interesting. Returning with warriors, they would be given a great battle, and making the whole multiverse rumble after a few moments, Archon began to have the advantage, and Kakarot, being very impulsive, would not be able to accept that his opponent was much more powerful than him, so he took his power to the limit, and Kakarot would go back to imperfect Ultra Instinct. This transformation's not 100% mastered, but if I don't use it, this will be the end of me. Kakarot began to increase his powers in an incredible way. After a while, Kakarot finished his transformation. He had an imposing look that would make any warrior tremble. What the hell? What is this transformation? Behold the power of the amazing Super Saiyan Ultra Instinct Phase 3. Kakarot, by raising his power a little more, would make the entire universe tremble, and millions of planets and galaxies would be destroyed by such power. Meanwhile, on the floating castle, damn it! Is there perhaps another subject to the level of a Supreme Archangel? Who the hell is this power? Susano, come immediately. Tell me, sir. How can I help you? Investigate those whose great power it is. Susano with the technique could observe who emanated such great power. The subject that emanates this great power is Kakarot from the old Universe 14. What did you say? That's impossible! 2 Golden Azorus exist. On the other hand, on a very distant planet was Yamoshi. It's impossible for me, a legendary Saiyan, to lose against that simple Saiyan. My power is unlimited. No one can make me stand up to me. However, I don't feel that way. I feel that damned thing is at my level without having all his power, so I better raise my power. Yamoshi would go into his combat form, turning all of his hair white. Meanwhile, with Archon and Kakarot, they would be very hurt. However, Kakarot would have the advantage a bit, giving him a fury of blows. Dragon God Destroyer attack! Die! This great attack would cause Archon to perish immediately. Meanwhile, inside the time room, the Saiyans would have raised their power in a surprising way. It's time for them to face me. I have a level similar to that of the Supreme Archangels. Everyone would get into a battle pose and raise their ki. These are not my companions, they're my family, and you realize that my family's very powerful. They would all start with attack, however Goku evades all of their attacks. You have the power to hit us, but you don't, and also attack us. However, before Nin finished saying that, they all received some heavy blows that would leave him dying on the ground breathless. Damn, the distance that separates his power and ours is bestial. Kinoto would get up from the floor, and with a serious look, he would stare at him. Son Goku, it's time to face us with all your power. Kinoto would be raising his power, making the whole room rumble. Everyone present was surprised. How could Kinoto have all that overwhelming power? Everyone was in shock, except Goku, who already knew of the incredible power of Kinoto. Goku put himself in a fighting pose and would raise his power even more. Everyone present could barely stand up. However, in a few milliseconds, both warriors would already be exchanging blows.
I see that you have great power. However, it wouldn't be enough to defeat the Supreme Dark Super Saiyan. Don't underestimate me. I'm the legendary God Saiyan Kakaroto.
From one moment to another, he raised his power much more, giving him some very good blows, making Kinoto fall to the ground. Meanwhile, outside the time room, Kakaroto would be very injured because he used much more power to manage to defeat his enemy. He would fall unconscious. After a while, everyone left the time room, where everyone saw everything destroyed and would see Kakaroto very badly injured. Nin would quickly heal him. Meanwhile, in the floating castle, he found Kronos talking to Akira.
We must use all our strength against that Saiyan, so it better be to send the god-killing demon. No, it will be pulverized. It will be better to see the memories of that Golden Ozoru and see if he has any potential enemies that are capable of raising his power in an amazing way with that right training.
These would call Susanoo, asking him to investigate the life of the Golden Ozoru. After a while, Susanoo would return.
In the whole of Son Goku, there were two great enemies that were able to almost exterminate him. The first was Frieza, a cold demon, and Cell, a warrior who had the ability to absorb warriors.
Kronos, with all the bestial powers of him, would bring these two subjects to life, and the two would fall to the ground without being able to breathe. Kronos would explain everything to Frieza and Cell.
You were chosen to kill the Golden Ozoru, or better known as Son Goku.
Where both villains would get angry.
We will do anything to kill that monkey.
Returning to the planet of Nin.
What happened, Kakaroto?
Kakaroto would begin to tell everything that had happened.
I faced a warrior named Archon that the Supreme Archangels had sent to exterminate you. You also need rigorous training to raise all your power. If you're really my counterpart, your power will be as great as mine, and I'm sure you'll achieve the level in my transformation. You're right. I think it's time to go back to training to once again be known as Kakaroto, the Saiyan kills gods. Goku and Kinoto, you two are the most powerful. Can't you perceive the key of the Archangels?
Both Saiyans would shake their heads. However, after a while, Goku and Kakaroto from Universe 14 would enter the time room, where they would have a difficult training. Goku would try to get his counterpart to reach the same level as him. After a few days, Kakaroto would master the full power Ultra Instinct transformation. However, he did not have enough power to defeat Son Goku. Goku, with his immense power, would make Kakaroto grow a tail, and he would create a moon for Kakaroto to go into the Ozoru state. However, he would not control said state, spending months training, and state Kakaroto would have a little against. Meanwhile, outside the time room were the others.
We should attack first. It should be our turn to catch them off guard. We can't do that. We need an attack strategy, and we also need the power of Son Goku to be able to beat all those warriors. I know your power's enough, if we can do it. No, damn bugs! What do you not understand?
Everyone would bow their head when observing that Kinoto was very upset. Meanwhile, in the floating castle, Kronos was a little worried since he felt the power of two Kakarots, and from one moment to another they disappeared. Kronos would be a little bewildered as he didn't know what was going on.
If those two guys aren't there, the rest should be an easy target. Susanoo, come immediately.
Susanoo would arrive at Kronos bowing.
Those two guys, how's the training going? Do you think they're ready?
Susanoo would shake his head.
No, my lord. It is still too early for them to face that Saiyan.
Meanwhile, in the training camp, Frieza and Cell would have increased their power greatly. Frieza would have achieved a new transformation, making their power overwhelming. However, Cell would not be far behind. He would have reached the golden state. Both warriors, they would think they would have enough power to take down Son Goku. However, a voice would respond through space With that power, you are no match for Son Goku or his weakest companions. The power of the Golden Ozoru is unreal. You must increase your powers much more or increase your reflexes. Where a ray would go through Frieza, causing him to fall to the ground very injured. After that event, every day they went through something similar. For a few weeks, the body of both were so resistant to the initial rays, did nothing to him, and his powers were abysmal. Surprising that the king of everything, however, they would still be below the power of Son Goku's friends.
I have no idea. The powers increased much faster. We are going to make them to the planet where the demonic water exists.
So Frieza and Cell went to that planet to drink the water of the demons. However, before entering that water,
you must have enough power and a strong mind. Otherwise, this water will consume you completely and you won't be able to do anything.
Frieza and Cell entered, and at that moment they made contact with the demonic water. They began to scream in pain. After a few seconds, they both came out looking the same, but something to notice was their incredible increase in power.
Their power is now immense and is equivalent to a middle-class archangel, but they need to get used to said power.
Everyone would return to the training camp to master all the power obtained. Meanwhile, returning to the Neem planet, they were all on the defensive of some new warrior because that entire multiverse would have been shaken by a surprising power. On the other hand, inside the time room, Goku and Kakarot would continue training, and Kakarot would already dominate his Ozoru form.
Now in your Ozoru form, transform into Super Saiyan!
But it was much more difficult for Kakaroto. That's right, he couldn't access the Super Saiyan, but he wouldn't give up, and from one moment to another, the Ozoru's fur would turn gray. Goku would be a little confused when observing Kakaroto's color.
What does this mean? I didn't go through that transformation. What's that transformation?
Kakaroto would begin to overflow great power, that is. Kakaroto would have achieved the Super Saiyan phase 4 Ultra Instinct. The power that is emanated was immense. However, it did not exceed the power of Son Goku. After a few days training, these would come out of the room, and at the time of the leaving, Kronos and Yamoshi would feel the abysmal power of these two.
What the hell? Who are these powers? Those powers seem to have no limits.
Kronos would communicate telepathically with Yamoshi.
Yamoshi, come immediately. We need to talk urgently.
Yamoshi would go to Kronos' castle.
Kronos, perhaps you're training two mortals?
These mortals were potential enemies of the Golden Ozoru.
Yamoshi was understanding them.
But Yamoshi does not deviate from the subject. Have you felt all that bestial power?
That's right, Kronos.
They really are immense powers, but if you say you have two warriors to finish off the cursed Kakaroto, I want to see them.
Yamoshi would be heading to the training ground.
If you were a potential opponent of the Golden Ozoru, face me and make me use a large part of my power.
However, the two villains being underestimated in this way, both would launch the attack. However, Yamoshi was evading each of the attacks with ease. However, from one moment to the next, both increased their speed and power, surprising Yamoshi would take a few good hits and fall to the ground. Furious, Yamoshi would get to his feet and go into his fighting form.
Damn! Do you think you have the power to face me? In the same instant, I'll crush them like the garbage that they are.
What will happen next? Find out in the next chapter. Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.